I have to record it, so it's going.
Go.
Okay. So I suppose I should start by saying thanks very much to everybody for coming along tonight to see the work. Because it's been the culmination of a long process. I think I started this in 2015, and then between the jigs and the reels and spending 5 months with my arm in a sling last year, I didn't really get to finish it. So I want to go back to 2012. In 2012, I just moved home to Ireland, and I just started to study landscape, the landscape module on the course, on the degree course. And I was out one morning in the winter time, down in Enniscrone, out before dawn, trying to catch the early morning light, as all photographers know, because the light's nice and golden at that time of the morning. And unusually, I wasn't on the beach, I was actually in the caravan park, because I wanted to give a sense of what the place that we live in feels like in the winter time when everybody's gone home. And you know, like, it's very easy when you drive around here in the summer to think, God, this is like a utopia. But those of us that live here all year round know what the winters are like, especially the last winter. So there I was, set up with my tripod and my camera, in the caravan park, waiting for the dawn light to come up. And I had the place to myself for about an hour. There wasn't a soul around because it was winter time. There was obviously nobody there. I was wandering around just looking and photographing, and I just set up the camera near the entrance to the caravan park for one last set of pictures, and this woman popped around the corner walking a dog, and I could tell she kind of stopped and looked at me, and I looked at her, and I knew she was going to say something, and of course she mentioned two words that every photographer dreads: camera club. And she said, you know, I'm in the local camera club. And I said, oh yeah, really? And she said, what are you photographing? And I said, well, I'm just here photographing the caravan park. And she said, the view is much better down on the beach. And I think that's where you have two worlds colliding, because the view is much better down on the beach, but what's really interesting is what's behind the view. And that's really what I'm trying to get at with this work, for me anyway, is what's behind the view, what's behind the kind of romantic landscape of the west of Ireland. And I use a phrase in the text that it's our picture of contentment. The west of Ireland is our picture of contentment in a crisis. And when I did my research, I found out that at least 3 different times when Ireland was in a crisis, we kind of turned to imagery of the west of Ireland. In the 30s, after the Civil War and the economic war with Britain, when things were really bad, the Free State, to celebrate 10 years in 1932, published a book called Sir Staten Here, and it featured paintings of the Irish landscape by Paul Henry, aimed at tourists, and the message was going out that, you know, Ireland is at peace, to get tourists back in. In the 1950s, same thing. When emigration was really high, and we needed to get foreign currency in, they opened Shannon Airport. The Quiet Man was made in the 1950s. John Hind, The Quiet Man is sometimes called the movie that launched 1,000 postcards, because John Hind launched his postcard empire off the back of that. And there's some of his postcards over there. There's a book of his postcards in the case there. And then 2008, we had the economic crash, and a couple of years later, somebody came up with a brilliant idea to create the Wild Atlantic Way. And when people think of Ireland, that's what they think of now. So I'll just finish up by saying that for me, what photography is about is photographing what's there, not what you think should be there. And the view, quite often the view is what you think you should be photographing, but the real interesting stuff is behind the view. That's it. Thank you.